Hey y'all, had a real good morning out on the river with Angie. Spotted bass are running real strong, so we end up putting up a few for the freezer, so I got to start working on cleaning them. But I kind of want to talk to y'all about fillet knives. That, you know, for me, of course I'm knife rich. I've got plenty of them, and there's reasons for each one. The ones that I want to use, and I want to show you these now. Danco's got a real nice set that comes in this bag, and it's got three. It's got a real heavy boning knife, and then I think this is the 9-inch that's a flex, and then a 5 that's a flex, and I like these a whole lot. But even these, to me, the one they call the flex, it's got a little flex to it, and you can see it kind of bend there, but it doesn't have quite as much when I really want a flexible blade. So that's when I break out this one here, and this is a Team Rain Shadow, but it is extremely flexible. So if I'm cleaning stuff that's, you know, smaller fish, I mean, these are spots, they're, you know, pound spots or whatever. Sometimes they end up being what I call McDonald's bass quarter pounders, but they're smaller fish, and I want a really flexible blade that I can get in. I want a little heavier blade to go through rib cages and stuff like that, but when I turn and go along that skin, I want as flexible a blade as possible so I can get down close to that skin and clean it off without losing any meat. Because I mean, it's not a very big fish. You don't want to lose anything off of it. So and it to me, it does better service to the fish to try to salvage as much as you can off of it. I mean, you gave your life for me, I'm going to try to get the best of it off of it for you. So we really enjoy eating these things, and I do not mind putting fish in the freezer every once in a while, because I release a whole lot of fish, probably 99% of what I catch. But I am not above a good fried fish supper or a good spotted bass quesadilla or something like that. So, but if you have the bigger blades, now this is called a boning knife. Now, I mean, there is no flex to this. Now, I use this one a lot when I'm breaking down my deer even. So I'm a year-round, you know, putting something in there to eat. So when I work on my deer, I love this one, especially with this curve to it. This is really good, all the way from skinning down to just taking stuff apart, you know, breaking down from legs and everything else like that, just sort of taking it into workable pieces. I don't use this one much on fish because I don't catch fish that are that big. Now, if you're like my buddy Jim Russell, who's a wonderful spear fisherman, this is probably all he uses, because he shoots some of the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life, and he needs big stuff. Now, he would laugh at this if I brought it to his house, but if, you know, I did have that cobia this year, and if I catch striper or stuff like that and I need a big blade, this is the one I'm going for. These, I do like these that have a little bit of flex to them, but not a whole lot. This is really good for getting down and then going through rib cages. But still, whenever I do get from knocking off the ribs and going over to try to get the fish off of the skin, I want as flexible a knife as I can, and that's where these are. You can see there's a whole lot more bend to this one than it is to this one. So each one of them has their purpose, and that's why I try to keep a couple in the truck, just, you know, because I've got a spot where I can fillet and take care of critters out in the woods and don't have to worry about bringing them back to the house. But today I brought them back because I wanted to show you guys, you know, the entire knife setup. But I mean, like I said, Danco to me is that's the ones I've been using. They're a real good price for the product, and I've had these for a while. They've held up well. I've got another set of these that stays in the shed back there. But like I said, I use them for everything from, you know, deer, pigs, turkeys, you know, to fish. So they certainly have served me well. And then having those three sizes does most of what I want. I like the newer ones they've got. They've got a little bit more flex, and I like the handle design where I can get my thumb on it pretty good for pushing through rib cages. But I just want to kind of go over that, show y'all sort of, you know, what I use to break down these critters and end up with a pile of fillets, and that's what I'm fixing to do now. So spotted bass quesadillas, here we come.